about heroes today and role models. For my generation, these men are our heroes, and they are our role models. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd, for those timely comments and those words, and thank you for your service in Vietnam. And now, let's give a big Wheatland welcome to the Alexander French SUV CW Camp number 28. Let's show them their welcome here, our guests.
Greetings. My name is David Smith, past Department Commander of the Department of Michigan, Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. On behalf of the Alexander French Camp number 28 of Big Rapids and the Robert Finch Camp number 14 of Traverse City, Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, and the descendants of Michael Norman, Robert Scott, Amos Robinson, Lewis Gross, and an unknown veteran, we welcome you to the memorial service for the headstone dedication for these 5 noble dead. As we begin, I would like to give you a brief account of who the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War are and what we do. The Grand Army of the Republic, also known as the GAR, was a fraternal organization comprised of Union veterans of the Civil War. Founded in 1866 in Springfield, Illinois, and growing to include hundreds and hundreds of posts across the nation, the GAR assisted veterans in need, helped lobby for and secure veterans' pensions, aided widows and children of veterans, promoted patriotic instruction, and helped establish Memorial Day as a national holiday. Today, the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War is the legal heir and successor of the GAR. The SUVCW was organized in 1881 and congressionally chartered in 1954. The brothers of the SUVCW continue the work of the GAR and are charged with keeping green the memory of those that gave their service to the preservation of this union. That is what brings us here to Mecosta, Michigan today. We are here to remember all of those who served by honoring their comrades. First, Michael Norman from Sodus, Berrien County, age 20, mustered 22 September 1864, assigned to the 102nd USCT. Second, Robert Scott enlisted in Company F, 102nd USCT, and mustered in 8 February 1865 at Kalamazoo at age 23. He joined the regiment at Orangeburg, South Carolina on 31 May 1865. Amos Robinson enlisted in the 29th Regiment, United States Colored Infantry, Company G, and he's also part of the African American Civil War Memorial, plaque number B-45. Lewis Gross enlisted in the 16th Regiment, United States Colored Infantry, Company E, also part of the African American Civil War Memorial, plaque number B-33. And last but not least, an unknown veteran, a man that may be unidentified, but his life, his service, and his sacrifices are certainly not forgotten.
Camp, attention.
I would like to ask that we who are gathered here today express our commitment and loyalty to our country and her flag by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Those that can stand, please do so. Ladies and gentlemen, the flag of your country.
Present arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Robert Finch Camp number 14 in Traverse City has been very blessed to have in the camp a talented bard whose name is Jim Ribby. We have asked Brother Ribby to set the stage with a recital of his choosing. Junior Vice Commander Ribby, would you please proceed?
You may be seated.
I'm going to do two works. The first is by Walt Whitman, describing a Civil War funeral. The second needs no introduction, and you'll recognize it as I go along. The last sunbeam lightly falls from the finished Sabbath. On the pavement here and there beyond it is looking down a new-made double grave. Lo, the moon ascending, up from the east, the silvery round moon, beautiful over the housetops, ghastly phantom moon, immense and silent moon. I see a sad procession, and I hear the sound of coming full-keyed bugles. All the channels of the city streets they're falling, as with voices and with tears. I hear the great drums pounding, and the small drums steady whirring, and every blow of the great convulsive drum strikes me through and through. For the Son is brought with the Father. In the foremost ranks of the fierce assault they fell, two veterans, son and father, dropped together, and a double grave awaits them. Now nearer blow the bugles, and the drums strike more convulsive, and the daylight o'er the pavement quite has faded, and a strong dead march enwraps me. In the eastern sky up buoying, the sorrowful vast phantom moves illumined. 'Tis some mother's large transparent face in heaven brighter growing. Oh, strong dead march, you please me. O moon immense, with your silvery face you soothe me. Oh, my soldiers twain, oh, my veterans passing to burial, what I have, I also give you. The moon gives you light, and the bugles and the drums give you music. And my heart, oh, my soldiers, my veterans, my heart gives you love. In December of 1862, the Army of the Potomac suffered 13,000 casualties at Fredericksburg, Virginia. In May of 1863, the Army of the Potomac suffered 17,000 casualties at Chancellorsville Courthouse. In July of 1863, the Army of the Potomac suffered 23,000 casualties at the college town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Folks, we're tired of that war. In November of 1863, President Lincoln was asked to say a few appropriate words to dedicate the new National Cemetery at that battlefield. Now you need to remember that that town had been all shot up and was under repair. Those graves were fresh, and they were still finding unburied bodies in that county. And this is what he said there. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. it is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. Yet, in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.